Hello everyone, welcome to BISP Solutions. I am Preeti, working as Oracle Fusion Functional and PPM consultant. So in our today's video, we will discuss the process that we require to configure in the application for the time and labor project where customer is billed as per the expense which is created by the employees. It may be on the basis of hours. So we will move to our application to see what are the configurations that you need to do in the application for the time and labor project. First, we have to create the project. For that, go to the project financial management and then click on this add icon. Select the source template here. Give the start date here. Here we have to give the project manager name. And then click on save and continue. And we have to associate this project at the contract creation time. So for that purpose, we are creating the project. Now click on save and close. Our next step is we have to create the contract. Go to the navigator here. Then go to the contract management workbench area. Click on contracts here. And for creating new contract, you have to click on this create contract tab. Here you have to give the business unit, legal entity name, and then give the type here. That is the contract type. So for that, we will create the contract type. For creating the contract type, you have to go to the setup and maintenance. In the setup area, select project financial management. Then go to the project contract functional area and then click on manage contract types. Select the class here. Then select the set. Give the name of the contract type here. Select the intent and it will be sale always in the project. And in the line class, you have to select project here. Give the effective start date and then click on continue. Here you have to select the buyer role. It will be customer and the seller role, it will be supplier. And now you have to give the contract owner role, that is contract administrator. Here you have to associate the contract line. So we will use the seeded line provided by the Oracle. Let's take it as free from project, that is for services purpose. If you want to add any additional party, you can add here. Now go to the project billing options and enable this checkbox, that is enable billing controls. Select the limit here. You can take hard limit and soft limit. So in my case, I'm taking it as soft limit. Now click on save and close, and then click on done. So we have created the contract type. Now move back to the page where we are creating the contract. Click on search and search for the contract type that we have created now. You can see here, this is the contract type that we have created. Here you have to give the contract number. And in the primary party, you have to associate your customer. Then you have to give the start date. So we have filled out all the required information fields. Now click on save and continue. So this is the overview information of this contract. Then move to the parties where you will be able to see the customer name that we have associated with this contract. Now add the bill to account number of this customer here. Then select the bill to site detail. Here you have to give the ship to account number. For that, you have to search for this customer. Click on search and you can click with the party name here. And then click on OK. Select the ship to site detail. And now move to our billing tab. Give the contract organization here. Select the transaction type. Let's take it as PA invoice, which is provided by the Oracle by default. And now here you have to create your bill plan. Click on add icon. Give the bill plan name here. Let's take it as incurred. So when you are creating the contract type for the time and labor material or time and labor purpose project, then at that time you have to create the bill rate schedule. You can see here in our earlier sessions, we have seen that in the method name, I have taken the amount base. So it was not asking for the rate schedules. You can see here when I'm taking the method name as amount base, it is not asking for rate schedules. But when I will select here as incurred method name, that is the invoice method is as incurred, then we have to give the rate schedules here. So I will give you the overview of the invoice method. Go to the project foundation. So you can find the task manage invoice method under project billing base functional area. Click on it and then click on add icon. Or let's open the one that we are using in our contract. So this is the one that we are using in our contract. Click on it. You can see here that in the invoice method classification, we have selected rate base. So we have to give the rate schedules. When we are selecting our method name as incurred, and under the as incurred invoice method, we have selected the invoice method classification as rate based. Then at the time of creating the contract, you have to give the rate schedules. So we have to create the rate schedules here. Here you have to give the customer information, bill to site detail, billing cycle detail. Let's take it as monthly. Here you have to give the payment terms. Let's take it as net 15. And here you have to give the label format, and we will use the seeded one. Now move to our next tab, that is schedules and overrides. So you can see here, because we are creating the time and labor project where the employees will create the expenses, and against those expenses customer will be billed to the project. So for that, we have to create the rate schedules. We have to provide the person rate schedule, job rate schedule, and non-labor rate schedule. So we will move to our setup and maintenance work area, and we will create the rate schedules for the same, that is for the person, for non-labor purpose, and for the job purpose. Change the setup area to project financial management. Then move to our functional area, that is project foundation. And here we will create the rate schedules. Go to the manage rate schedules task and then click on add icon. Let's create employee rate schedules for the person rate schedule. Give the description here. And in the project rate set, select the reference data set here. Let's take it as common. Now in the schedule type, you have to select the schedule type. So we are creating the employee bill rate schedule for the person. Then select person here and give the US currency here as USD. Now scroll little down and you can add the persons here. Click on add icon. And select the person name here. So we are specifically creating the person rate or the employee rate for this employee. Here under the rate, you can mention the rate that will be applicable for this employee. Let's take it as 100. Then click on add icon again and create the job rate. So we have to create the person rate schedule, job rate schedule, and non-labor rate schedule. So this is the mandatory fields. You cannot leave these fields blank. So if in case system is not finding the person rate schedule, say if it does not exist in the application, then after that the system will move to see the job rate schedule. So this is the purpose, that you have to provide both the job rate schedule and the person rate schedule. Now we will create the job rate schedule here. And under the schedule type, you have to select it as job. Provide the currency here. And here you have to associate your reference data set. Let's take it as common. Again, you have to click on add icon for creating the rate schedule for the non-labor purpose. Under the schedule type, you have to select it as non-labor and provide the currency here. And add the expenditure type here, and you have to give the markup percentage here. First, you have to give the effective start date, then select the expenditure type. And for the non-labor purpose, the system will add the above amount on the basis of the markup percentage that you will give here. Let's take markup percentage as 10 here for airfare purpose. Let's create the markup percentage for the miscellaneous expenditure. And here we will take it as 20%. So for practice purpose, we will create 3 or 4 non-labor expenditure type, and we will give the markup percentage for the same. And then click on save and close here. So we have created the rate schedules for the person, non-labor, and job. And now we will associate the same while creating the contract. So while creating the bill plan in the contract, you have to associate these person rate schedule, job rate schedule, and the non-labor rate schedule. So when you will create the expense in the application, then system will pick the rates from the rate schedule that you have provided here. So in the person rate schedule, we have associated our employee bill rate schedule that we have created. And in the job rate schedule, we will create or associate the job rate schedule that we have created. So this is the one. And here we have to associate our non-labor rate schedule. And if you want to give the overrides rate, then you can expand this and you can provide the override rates for the person specifically. Then system will ignore the rate schedule that you have provided here, and directly it will fetch the information from the override section. And you can do the same for the job rates. And if you want to provide the labor multipliers, you can provide here. So you can do this as per your business requirement. Now, say if you want your task rate to be override by the rate that you want to mention specifically, then at the project task rate override, you will go and you will click on this add icon. And you can mention the project name here, task name, person name, and here you can provide the rate and currency. So if you want the rate to be override by the person, job, or labor, then you can provide here. And if you want to override the rate at project level, then you can provide the information here. Now click on save and close. So in this way, we can create the bill plan for the rate schedule purpose. And now create the revenue plan. Now you have to select the revenue method. We should not have the bill rate. Let's take it as incurred. And then click on save and close. So as incurred revenue method also having bill rate, let's check. Go to the billing base here and then go to the revenue method. So at the same time, we cannot select the invoice method, which is created on the basis of bill rate, and the revenue method created on the basis of the bill rate. One should have the rate schedule as the burden, then only it will work. We cannot use the same combination. Let's go to as incurred. So when you are using the revenue method classification and invoice method classification rate based, then labor schedule type should be different here. Let's use amount based here and then click on save and close. And now go to the lines tab and click on add icon. And then click on OK. Provide the line amount here. Then go to the billing tab. And the bill plan and revenue plan that we have created in this contract in the billing tab area, you have to associate the same here. And this is the soft limit, and it is showing the soft limit because at the creation of the contract type, we have selected this option as soft limit. And here you have to associate your project. And this is the project that we have created. Now click on save and then click on submit. Let's log in with the user to whom it is gone for approval. Let's refresh this page and wait for the notification. You can see here it has came for approval. Now click on approve. And click on save and close. And now you can see the status of this contract will be active. You can see the status here active. So in this video, we have gone through how to create the project, then how to create the contract for the rate-based project. Then we have seen how to create the rate schedules for the same. In our next video, we will see how to create the expense and how to generate the invoices against those expenses, and how to transfer those invoices from project module to the AR module. Thank you so much for watching the video.